From the ranch to the rodeo, this is The Short Go.
Howdy there, folks. Josh McCarthy with Cowboys of the Cross here again. So I was thinking on the passage in James chapter 1, verse 15, it says, "When desire conceives, it gives birth to sin, and when sin is fully grown, it leads to death." And it got me thinking about how we need to be fighting that daily battle, fighting against sin. You know, it's kind of like a wildfire. You know, you might start off with just this little spark, this little blaze, it's not a big deal, no, nothing wrong, and then as it grows, it gets more destructive, and pretty soon you're, burning up the whole forest or whatever. I mean, you can see behind me, there's a big wall of smoke. We've been dealing with wildfires around here, and um, it's one of those things where if it's small, okay, we'll go put it out. Or if you deal with it when it's small, you can do something with it. But if you let it get out of control, or if something happens and it blows up on you, pretty soon it's just everywhere and you don't even know where to start, how to deal with it. Or it's just a bigger battle and a bigger fight than you want to deal with. And sin is kind of that way. If we fight the temptation to sin and decide to follow Christ instead, that's a lot easier than if we continually give into our sins and feed that fuel and fuel that fire, and it spreads and gets deeper and deeper and bigger and bigger. And then when the day comes where you go, wow, this is terrible, I really need to deal with this, it's going to be a lot harder and a lot more work to put that sin to death and to quench that fire in that sin. And so I'm just want to encourage you guys that whatever temptations you're dealing with today or whatever, to just continually look to Christ, believe God, trust God and His promises and His word, because He's the one that tells us that sin leads to death. Yep, it looks great at the time. There might be fleeting pleasures in the moment, but remember what God says about it and trust Him and believe Him instead of yourself. All right. Take care, guys. Adios.